It's one of the most populous nations in the world, starved of one of the world's most precious resources.
The internet is how we connect to the modern world. But today, unfortunately worldwide, only a little more than a third of people have any access to the internet at all.
In India, the numbers are even more dire. Of 1.1 billion people, only 15% are online. And so we find Mark Zuckerberg visiting students in a village on the outskirts of New Delhi. The founder of Facebook revolutionized how people communicate. Now he has an even more ambitious goal.
We believe that connecting everyone in the world is one of the great challenges of our generation, and that's why we're really happy to be able to play, whatever small part in that we can.
Zuckerberg calls his plan to wire the world Internet.org, and he's been spreading the message from India to Indonesia.
We launched this effort, Internet.org. It's our effort with a handful of other technology companies to bring affordable basic services to everyone in the world.
From the lips of the guy who created Facebook, it sounds eminently possible, but his team admits it's been far from easy.
It's challenging because there are market dynamics in every market that are different.
You go to these villages and you ask them, do you want the internet? And people are like, why would I want the internet? But you ask them, would they want Facebook? Oh, absolutely.
Zuckerberg handpicked Ime Archibong and Chris Daniels to pioneer Facebook's Internet.org efforts, and they've been crisscrossing the globe ever since.
How do you think having the internet has changed people's lives?
Their mission? To convince mobile carriers to offer a limited version of the internet for free. Here's how it works. Facebook custom builds an Internet.org website for each partner country. The site links to local weather, news, jobs, health resources, and finally, to Facebook, all at zero cost to the user. The idea is that users get hooked on the internet and buy a data plan when the free access ends, creating new customers for the carriers and new users for Facebook.
Why call it .org? Is this a nonprofit? Is this charity?
If we were primarily focused on profits, the most reasonable thing for us to do would be to really just focus on the first billion people who are using our products.
You said connectivity is a human right. Mm-hmm. You want to do good things. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, why not give access to the complete internet? Why just a few specific apps?
The model that we consider this to be most similar to is 911 in the US. So even if you haven't paid for a phone plan, you can always dial 911.
Tim Wu is a professor at Columbia University and a public policy advocate.
Why would a company want to give away a product for free? They think they can build the world's most powerful device for accessing the hearts and minds of the human race and sell that to somebody else.
And Facebook is just one of many internet giants in an epic global battle to win heart and mind share.
We have about 7 billion people on the planet. Whoever gets the biggest share of that might be expected to dominate the future of media, period.
1, 2, 3.
Not to be dominated, Google has Project Loon, a fleet of high-altitude balloons already circling the planet, beaming the internet down to Earth. A new company called OneWeb and SpaceX's Elon Musk both recently announced plans to launch low-orbit satellites that will carry the internet everywhere. And Facebook has some moonshots of its own, led by a mad scientist of sorts, Yale Maguire.
Laser communications is sort of a new frontier where you can get much, much higher data rates than is typically done.
In a Southern California lab, still being built, Maguire and a team of former NASA engineers are developing lasers that will send the internet to Earth in a beam of light.
For all of the developed markets that we're looking at, trying to improve access, we want to use laser communications everywhere.
Maguire plans to put lasers inside unmanned aerial vehicles, solar-powered planes that continuously circle above the Earth.
The world record for solar-powered flight is around 2 weeks. We need to figure out how to make these planes last for months to years at a time.
The advantage of planes, drones, and satellites? They don't rely on cell towers or any Earth-based infrastructure. Maguire says connectivity from the sky is still 3 to 5 years out for Internet.org, but expects to test the first Facebook drone later this year.
Once you get people connected, once you have the power to reach them, how do you use that power?
For us, it's really all about enabling people.
Whatever that means, in India and Indonesia, Zuckerberg's plan seems to be working. Carriers in both countries recently announced partnerships with Internet.org, giving millions of new people access to the internet and to Facebook.
How will you judge that this has been a success?
If we can make it so that free basic services are available in 100 or more countries, then that is going to be a huge win for all of these people who will now have access to new information on jobs and healthcare and education.
You said you hoped for more than 1 billion people by 2020. Do you think you can get there?
We'll see.
Whether it's the internet or the internet according to Facebook, it's the kind of grand plan you can only expect from Mark Zuckerberg. The real question is, can he change the world, not once, but twice? Emily Chang, Bloomberg, Menlo Park, California.